So, in the pit, remember, their intent wasn't to put him in a pit. It was to kill him.
It was to kill him.
So at the pit, he doesn't even have any inclination that he's going to be rescued. That's a season, and I think we had this conversation earlier, that many of us who are called by God and who have begun to see success in some areas need to tell people the truth of the pit.
Yeah.
There's a place you doubt everything God told you.
We need to tell people about our stories in the pit.
Yes.
Yes.
You tell them, listen, there's a place you question God.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wondered, what dreams were those?
Yes.
What visions did he see? And right here, he's helpless. His brothers have planned to kill him. They've thrown him in a pit. There's no way out of this. At that time, if you do not have a strong belief in what God has shown you, you have a problem. But what is God also dealing with? God is also dealing with his so-called feeling of superiority over his brothers. It's also being fixed.
He's being fixed.
Yes. So we know the story. We know Reuben buys him time. Eventually, he gets sold as a slave.
Yeah.
Now, imagine the humiliation of being sold as a slave based on the vision God gave you. When you find yourself in a slave setup.
Where he was the dream, he was supposed to be a master.
Exactly.
Now he's a servant.
Exactly. So there's these situations that come into your life that you begin to query the call, because many of us think, now that we have a call, we're going to have this smooth sailing and everything is just going to line up. And so many people have given up on the process, and I'm hoping when we discuss this, many people will pick up their process.
We all get to a place we ask God, did I hear you correctly?
Exactly. That's part of the journey.
Yes.
It's part of the truth. So, but the thing about Joseph that is crucial to understand, and this is the key to being a Joseph, excel wherever you are. So he's a servant now in Potiphar's house. But he's the best servant. Now,
the favor of God is always apparent on you.
Always is.
Yes.
So instead of looking at a place and enduring it,
you thrive.
he decided to thrive in it.
Yes.
He thrived so much that he began to be given a mammon offer. Because you think Potiphar's wife is just a game.
That was a mammon offer.
It was a mammon offer because it would have come with prestige.
Yeah.
It would have elevated his
Status.
Why does mammon make you that offer? Because it's underselling who you are.
It knows your true identity.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I always speculate how Potiphar's wife reacted when she met Joseph in the palace. Knowing he had been in prison for a lie.
Yeah.
So here's the journey. And what is God doing with Joseph? God is removing what we normally call the CV or the skill levels we think we need to acquire for calling. Because God is taking him the route that disqualifies you, if anything. So, from Potiphar's house, for doing the right thing. Now, here's the thing Joseph has to understand. I know we complain a lot. We say, you know, I did this right thing and I got into trouble. It's because of I stood for integrity that I got fired. It's because I stood for truth that I was shifted and taken to whatever. Listen, if you stood for truth and you got fired, you didn't get fired, you got transferred.
Wow, you got delivered.
You got delivered to the next port of call.
To the next port of call, yes.
But it looks like. And even then, what did he do? He became the best version of himself there.
In prison.
In prison. The best prisoner. And it's funny, they say he had the keys to the prison. And he did not escape.
He did not escape. In fact, he says, the Bible says that the keeper of the prison did not look into anything that that was under his authority.
So he was there, serving at his best. And I have to tell Joseph, if you've not learned how to serve under Potiphar, and how to serve under the jailer.
Yes, the keeper of the prison.
Then you're not on the proper journey to the top.
You cannot serve in the palace.
Exactly. Then something strange now happens in the prison. Bible says God gave Pharaoh a dream. Now, wait a minute. Who is Joseph?
The dreamer.
Who gave Pharaoh a dream?
God gave.
God is putting pieces together now.
Yep.
But Joseph has to pass one more test. before he's allowed to move to the next level. And so, we know the story, the baker and the butler come in and they also get dreams. So look at what God is. Before Pharaoh gets his dream,
Yes.
we get before Pharaoh gets his dream, the baker and the butler get their dream. I jumped. So when they get their dreams, Joseph's gift is intact. Up to this date, he hasn't dreamt, we have no record, and nobody else has dreamt. But something has shifted. It's not Joseph dreaming.
It is other people dreaming.
God is moving him to his true call. You interpret other people's dreams. It's not about your own dream. Something is changing.
Yeah.
But there's still a level of fear and control. Because after he finishes, he begs them.
Please remember me.
Please remember me.
Yes.
In simple terms, he's saying, go tell the king,
Yes.
I was taken from my father's home.
Yes.
I was sold into slavery.
Yeah.
I became a servant. For not doing anything wrong, I was thrown into prison. Please, I'd like to go home.
I am not supposed to be here.
Simple.
Yes.
Had they told Pharaoh, Joseph would have gone home.
And he would have missed.
And nations would have died in famine.
Wow.
So sometimes that thing we think our gift should make our room for, that God denies. It's not about God denying anything. It's about God's purposes bigger than our predicament. That his predicament was the issue. So God waits for 2 years. There's a process this young man still needs to go through.
Yeah. You're not ready.
You're not ready.
You're not ready.
After 2 years,
Yes.
Pharaoh has a dream. And when Pharaoh has a dream, the other guy remembers. It's interesting, that's when he remembers.
Yeah.
God kept him not remembering.
Yes.
He tells Pharaoh about this guy who can interpret dreams, who did this for me. And Pharaoh says, oh, in fact, the guy says, I've done an injustice. There's a guy who helped me and I forgot all about
I
him.
forgot him.
This is the guy. So they say, send for the guy. And they bring him before the king, and a very interesting interaction happens. The king asks him a question. I hear you interpret dreams. And his answer is very telling. He says, no.
He's ready.
He's ready.
He's ready.
He said, I don't
He's
interpret
refined.
dreams, but there's a God in heaven. If he gives me the interpretation of your dream, I'll give it to you. Meaning, he's willing to go back to prison. He's not going to take credit for what God is doing. And it is in that moment that everything switches. That he gets to interpret the dream, and not just the dream, the solution to the dream.
Yeah.
That now brings him into a position that can preserve nations. Because something has changed now. There is an interpreter of people's dreams, which was his real call from the beginning.
Wow. Wow. So, back to this question. So, what makes someone a candidate? So, we need to see the pits that we have been in.
Exactly. Look for your peace.
The
Where
process,
are you?
and you remind me something that Rev Tom Otieno said.
Yes.
The first time he met my wife Joyce, he said, I can see your life is not a straight line. And that's what told him, you are the candidate
Yes.
who was being prepared
Yes.
for this home.
Absolutely.
So Joseph's life was not a straight line.
There are no straight lines in the kingdom.
They are not. But we always want a straight line.
Yes.
Yes. Here is the promise, here is the prophetic word,
Yeah.
and next, here is the manifestation.
Yes. It doesn't work like
And
that.
by the way, if I'm not wrong, it was 17 years later.
Yes, absolutely. Look at the amount of time.
17.
It almost took the lifetime he had lived
Yes,
to
before.
the time of his dream to come to the fullness of his dream.
And we see that repetition quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Abraham being promised
Everybody.
the son of promise.
My favorite one is Jesus at 12.
And
He knew who
Jesus.
God was,
Yes.
but God ignores him for another 18 years.
Another.
What is the picture there?
Yeah.
emergencies are in our mind, not God's mind.
God is emergencies are in our mind,
yeah,
not in God's.
Not in God's mind.
Yeah.
God is about purpose, not emergencies.
Yeah. Timing is in his hands.
Yeah, he doesn't put out fires.
So how does anyway? How does what can we tell the Josephs today so that they can be encouraged? Because it's a journey.
Yes,
it's a journey.
So this is what I say. Now let's take Joseph contemporary. In fact, it's important you're discussing Josephs now because we're in a cycle of new Josephs. They're called Gen Z. And they unfortunately think that the dream and the palace are next door.
The dream and the palace are next door.
They're not. There's going to be a journey.
There's going to be a journey.
Because I always say, you can shorten the time, but you cannot eliminate the process. So the quicker you submit to a window, the more you shorten the time.
The more you shorten the time.
If you're in the window of the pit,
yeah,
get confident in trusting God is true, and He will move you to the next level. So don't try and jump out of the pit. Wait for the rope. It's coming. But when the rope comes, don't assume it will take you to the palace.
It might just take you to the next pit.
To the next
pit.
To Potiphar, the next P, I normally say. Before it moves to the next P, the prison. And the final P, the palace. Pharaoh.
Yeah.
So there's a journey process. So I would say to the Josephs, where are you? Excel. Are you in Potiphar's house? Excel. Are you in the prison? Excel. Stop complaining. And stop yearning for the date.
If your assignment is to clean toilets,
just do it well.
Clean toilets like nobody else.
Do it well.
Do it in a way that people will
That's
come and
how
say,
you reduce the time.
Yes.
In that window.
So the pit is a place where we are refined.
Yes.
So just submit to the refinement.
And if you go to study the rest of the story of Joseph, unfortunately in church circles we stop at the palace. We don't read the story. We don't continue and discover how Joseph, if you study his life with the solutions he brought later, there were solutions that came out of his experiences at the lower levels. Being among the slaves, he got to understand how things function at that level. So he knew which solutions to bring. Having functioned in the household of a rich person, he understood. Having stepped out into prison, he understood what goes on there. And so by the time he's coming to the palace, he has a grasp of every strata of society. And eventually, we see him. And you know, many people say, oh, you know, eventually his family came and bowed down to him. I say, not true. Why I say it's not true is number one, when his brothers were bowing to him, they didn't know who he was. So that is not bowing.
Yeah.
When his father came, he never bowed to him. So who are the sun, the moon, and the stars that he had seen? And it's very easy to decode it. It starts, first of all, by what did the Egyptians worship? They worshiped the sun, the moon, and the stars.
Interesting.
So the nation of Egypt bowed down to him.
Yeah.
It wasn't about his family.
Because everyone was a subject to him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, all those elements are calendar marking events. So the weather, time bowed down to him. He was able to maintain resources during drought. That was what the whole bowing down was.
I see.
It was about economic cycles.
So Joseph's dream needed to be interpreted further.
Exactly. It was economic cycles.
Yes.
Nobody could depend on the cycles of the moon anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody could depend on the normal weather patterns anymore. Yet, he preserved grain and had people live as if those cycles were going on.
Wow.
That's what it meant. That's what his dream was really about. So I tell many Josephs, you haven't even dreamt big enough. You don't even know how big this is going to be.
Yeah.
And you're fighting for small positions in the kingdom.
And what strikes me about Joseph, and we'll talk about who is Joseph, is that Joseph never sought to become the king.
Never.
He never sought to become the keeper of the prison. He never sought to replace Potiphar.
No.
And for me, that has been so crucial.
Yes.
As a Joseph, as I identify myself as a Joseph, that I never covet to take over the position of the people that I'm sent to be their Joseph.
Never. And it's a pattern in
Scripture. It's a big mistake people make.
No, it's a pattern in Scripture. Let's take Daniel. Same pattern. Nebuchadnezzar is crazy for how many years? Daniel doesn't take over the kingdom. Doesn't become king. I'm even sure the people didn't know their king was mad. Daniel maintained the pattern. He kept him within the palace walls, and nobody knew anything was wrong. Because he understood its function, he did not change the position. And so, the best thing I can tell anyone who's called as a Joseph, you are a solution provider, whatever level you are. Don't wait to provide the solution at the palace. If you can't provide it in Potiphar's house, you can't provide it.
You can't provide it in the palace. Who is a Joseph? Fundamental question.
A Joseph is anyone who God is using, but outside of the confines of what we call religious structure. Joseph had to be removed from his family, removed from the picture of Israel, yet to preserve. Joseph is also somebody who recognizes when his brothers now came, and it was time, when he revealed himself, what did he say? It wasn't you. It was God.
It was God.
So Joseph is somebody who can interpret God in their entire process away from the people of God. Because you'd assume the only way he can track God is if he was in Israel. He's been away 17 years. He's been living in Egypt. And yet, this is the principle. And Joseph is so crucial to not only the economy and the preservation, because he says, God brought me here to preserve life. The work of a Joseph is to preserve life.
So the wealth is not an end in itself.
No.
It's to bring salvation to nations.
Exactly. Preserve life.
As we wrap up.
Yes.
I want to mention something that God... Now, you remember,
yes.
Being a Joseph, you go through a process.
Yes.
In one of my latest revelations, God asked me a question. Do you want to own wealth? Do you want to own or influence wealth?
There you go.
And it took me by surprise. Then I realized Joseph never owned wealth.
No.
Joseph was an influencer of wealth.
There you go.
And there is nothing bigger like being an influencer of wealth. You literally are the river of blessings.
There you go.
Yeah, the river of blessings. So as we wrap up, I want everyone out there, if you are positioned as a Joseph, remember that it is greater to be an influencer of wealth than an owner of wealth. Because whatever you own can only be limited.
Yes.
But whatever is influence, whatever you influence wealth of nations.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See you on the next episode.